It's not high velocity. It's going to be 88. He may show you a 91, 92 occasionally, but it's going to sit right around 90 miles an hour. Got that good little cutter, a slider, and a changeup as well. And then watch the arm slot. Occasionally against left-handed hitters, he will drop that arm slot down just a little bit and give them a different look.
Do you generally feel more comfortable with one of those two fastballs if you throw the two-seam and the four-seam?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just depends on what action you have with it that day. And then being able to, if he gets a strikeout, start the game off with Sanders. But, I mean, to answer your question, I think every day is a little bit different. And some days, you know, the two-seamer is going to have a lot of sink to it. The four-seamer, you can ride it up in the zone. But to be able to do both as a pitcher is important to me, because if you get a guy with a big bottom-to-top swing, an uppercut swing, you want to pitch up in the strike zone. If you get more of a flat bat path, you'd like to pitch more down in the strike zone. So you really, with two fastballs, have a way of attacking just about any kind of hitter.
Luke Harrison with a strikeout there. Pushed the velocity up to 93 on that one. It opens Bryce Chance low for first pitch ball. Texas went 1-2-3. Ground out strikeout and a pop out in the top of the first inning. Strikeout for Luke Harrison to start Mississippi State off here in the bottom of the first. Bryce Chance hits this one hard, but foul down the third baseline.
This is a Mississippi State offense, 321 batting average, which is way up so far this year from what it was last year. Last year, the Dogs hit 280. They're at 321 this year. They're 8th best offense in the SEC so far, averaging a shade over 6 runs per game. But the strength of both of these teams, obviously, so far has been their pitching. The pitching is the strength of both of these teams.
Two balls and a strike now to Bryce Chance. Chance can really run. Center fielder for Mississippi State, hitting over 300, 3 long balls, 9 runs batted in. Three and one now to Chance.
Yeah, the way the wind's blowing today, the left-handed hitters, or right-handed hitters, I should say, a little bit of a disadvantage. The wind is pushing hard out toward right field. So anybody gets it up in the air to right field, there's a good chance it's leaving the ballpark. But to pull the ball to left field is going to be tough to get it out of the ballpark.
Swing and a miss there for Bryce Chance, and the count goes full. You mentioned Mississippi State's offensive numbers, 321, 6th best batting average in the SEC. Right now, everybody chasing Tennessee, who's just in front of LSU. With Tennessee staggering offensive numbers. They were leading 1-0 yesterday. They put a 9 spot on the board for a 10-run rule win to take the series over Florida. Full count walk as that pitch just missed to Bryce Chance, first base runner, as Chris Lemonis looks on from the third base dugout. 7th season here in Starkville. Head coach of the 2021 National Championship team, first national championship in school history.
Yeah, 3 NCAA tournament appearances in his 6 years so far. And that's 3 really in 5 full seasons if you take COVID out of the mix.
Yeah. Bryce Chance can really run. He is 6 of 7. Second most stolen bases on the team for Mississippi State. Left-handed hitting Ace Reese is at the plate for the Bulldogs. Reese, the transfer from Houston, has been outstanding so far this year. Hits it on the ground, right side. Chance for 2, to second for 1, to first not in time. Reese beats out the return throw, reaches on a fielder's choice.
Yeah, ball wasn't hit really hard enough to turn 2 right there, but Texas gave it a really good look. Mendoza over to Flores. Jalen Flores, the shortstop for Texas, a big arm and a big kid too. He's 6'3", 6'4", and he can move and has a cannon for an arm over the shortstop position. Keep an eye on him because he's got a big league body, no doubt about that.
Here's Noah Sullivan hitting 400 on the year for Mississippi State. He takes a first pitch strike, nip the outside corner.
Now Sullivan, a transfer from USC Upstate in that DH position today.
Originally from Orlando, Florida, played at Dr. Phillips High School. Ton of athletes have come out of that high school program in every sport. Sullivan off the end of the bat, serves it out into left field. And that's the first hit of the ball game for either team. So first and second for Mississippi State with 2 down here in the bottom of the first.
Sullivan is having an outstanding year, too. He is having no problem adapting to a different league. Came in hitting 400. That number just went up.
And now Hunter Hines coming to the plate to face Luke Harrison here in the bottom of the first inning. This is not a guy that needs the wind to be gushing out to right field, but that's what he has got. One of the all-time great home run hitters at Mississippi State, 4th in school history with 57 career home runs.
Ooh. That'll wake you up.
Up and in. Madison, Mississippi native, 6'3", 210 pounds. He's got a runner in scoring position, hitting just 240 in that category this year. Takes down and away, able to lay off there. Hunter Hines chasing the all-time home run record at Mississippi State. He's 10 shy of tying Rafael Palmeiro, who hit 67 home runs in 183 career games. Hunter Hines has hit 16 home runs in at least 16 in every season that he's played here in Starkville. Two balls and a strike to the Bulldogs' first baseman. Had one hit, scored a run on Friday in Mississippi State's 8-7 loss to Texas. Five runs in the top of the 7th inning was the difference on Friday as Texas took the lead and held on. 3-1 pitch. And it missed, and Mississippi State has the bases loaded here in the bottom of the first. Texas an out away from getting out of the inning. Mississippi State a hit away from getting on the board first.
Yeah, and in these short games, remember, these are 2 7-inning games today. It is important. It's almost like you're starting the 3rd inning. And for State to get out early in this one would be huge.
That was just the 6th walk of the season for Hunter Hines. Showed a good eye there.
Some of the best pitches I've taken all year.
And here is Aaron Downs, who has been a different player this year for Mississippi State. He's got 7 home runs coming into the year. He had 0 in his career.
What we got going on here? Pitch clock violation? Yeah.
That's one way to get ahead of the count.
Sloshes quickly out of the dugout.
Wondering maybe if there was a quick start on the clock because you had the walk and...
Yeah, I didn't see when the pitch clock started. And obviously after the walk, when the pitcher gets the ball back and gets near the rubber, it is supposed to start again.
First meeting of the minds, and it will stay as is. Going to be 1-0. So a pitch clock violation on Texas and Luke Harrison. So Aaron Downs will begin this at bat ahead in the count. Bases loaded for Mississippi State. Big swing and a miss there for Downs. His count goes to 1-1. Spent any time in Pella, Iowa? You've been a lot of places.
I hadn't been to Pella, Iowa.
There must not be enough deer to hunt in Pella,
I say
Iowa.
that. It's been a while since you can't hardly get to, if you're not a resident of Iowa, it's hard to get a tag to hunt Iowa. It really is hard.
Base.
And I've always said this. I mean, first innings, especially first innings on the road, are hard for pitchers. I mean, what you had in that bullpen doesn't necessarily translate to the game now. Then you're facing the best hitters on the other team right away in front of a pretty hostile crowd as well. So you can see Luke Harrison has been outstanding this year. He came in 2-0 with a 1.5 ERA, but not quite got a feel for everything just yet.
So Max Weiner there wearing number 40, the pitching coach for the Longhorns, out to talk to Harrison, try to settle his guy down. Strikeout to start the game, but then walk, fielder's choice, single, walk, hit by pitch.
You know, in base on balls, if you follow Luke Harrison's career, base on balls has been a little bit of an issue for Harrison. I mean, he had 6 walks and 17 innings coming in, but that's not a bad number. But you go back last year in just 10 2/3 innings of work, he walked 13. And so he does have a little bit of a history of spraying it from time to time.
See more balls than strikes in this first inning for Luke Harrison. Nolan Stevens now coming to the plate, hitting .372 on the year. And the left-handed hitter takes ball 1. He's been to the plate once this year with the bases loaded. Does not have a hit. Nolan Stevens playing in right field today. Did not get the start in Friday's game, but did come in later in the ball game. The 1-1. All in 2 strikes now to Nolan Stevens, as Luke Harrison just a pitch away from getting out of this inning with minimal damage.
Yeah, and if he gets out of this inning with just giving up 1, I think Texas will feel pretty good about it.
The 1-2. Lobbed out into left field, but the shortstop, Flores, able to go out, track it down, and Mississippi State leaves them loaded. But the Bulldogs strike first, 1-0 after an inning in Starkville. To Galvan, and now Gasparino hit by the pitch. So first and second with 2 down for the Longhorns. Here's Easton Winfield coming to the plate, making his first start in a week. He played in one of the games against Santa Clara. But before Wingate sees a pitch, we're going to have a meeting on the mound. Justin Parker, the pitching coach for Mississippi State, out to chat with Ben Davis.
Yeah, Justin Parker has done a good job the last couple of years here at Mississippi State with his pitchers. Look at the ERA last year. The ERA last year was 4th best in the SEC, and the ERA this year is number 4 as well. See the D1 ranks?
Then over the last 2 seasons, opponents hitting just .221. Mississippi State giving up just a hair over 5 hits per game this season. Almost 11 strikeouts per 9 innings as well.
So many good pitching coaches in the SEC. And I think that's why you're starting to see a lot of kids bypass the draft, though. I mean, they're bypassing the draft. They want the college experience, and they want it in the SEC where the most eyeballs are, the best competition is. And you want to go somewhere as a pitcher where you can develop, right? The idea is developing and getting better.
Gasparino now at first base has reached safely in 10 straight games. That's a first pitch strike to Easton Winfield. Alvin, Texas native, hitting .185 on the year.
Well, you talk about a bullet off the bat of Winfield, too. This guy came in hitting .185, but that swing didn't look like it. And that is a big 2-out knock by Texas to take the lead right there. Watch this. Yeah, just a hanging breaking ball, enter third. He gets those hands in tight, barrel to it, and just a dart. And the right fielder, Stevens, a little bit bobbled it right there. That gave an opportunity from Gasparino to score all the way from first base.
You mentioned when he was in the box, could really run. 2 outs in the inning, was moving on contact. There's a first pitch strike to the 9-hole hitter, Kimball Schusler. Mississippi State gets a run in the bottom of the first inning. Texas answering with a couple of runs thanks to a 2-run double from Easton Winfield in the 8-hole to take a 1-run lead over the Bulldogs. This one popped right side. Hines can't get there. He was the closest to it as you had Hines, Sanders, and Stevens all giving chase. Told you Ben Davis missed the fall for Mississippi State. Their workouts because of mono. Didn't play last summer either. Kind of focused on schoolwork and making sure had all of his ducks in a row. So it took a little while for Justin Parker to get a level of comfort with Ben Davis on the mound, making his second start in as many weeks after starting the year out of the bullpen. Schuessler trying to reach base safely for the 10th straight game. Senior Kimball Schuessler, 5 driven in. He's looking for a 2-out base hit. Behind him the count, a ball and 2 strikes.
About knocks, man. I'll tell you, that's where the game is won and lost. Another good. Watch this two-seam fastball. Trying to go away, but see where this ball ends up? Inner third and an inside-out swing. That's a double out towards right center field.
Ground out, walk, strikeout, hit by pitch, and then back-to-back doubles.
So what's been different the last couple at bats? Looks like the ball's elevated a little bit to me. Winfield's double was an elevated slider, and in that two-seam fastball was elevated up enough where Schuessler could shove it out towards right center field.
Welcome on a beautiful Sunday afternoon to Starkville, Mississippi, Dudy Noble Field, where Texas leads 3-1 in the top of the second inning. Alongside Ben McDonald, I'm Richard Cross. Thanks for joining us. Those of you that have been watching SEC softball on the SEC Network, we welcome you. Mississippi State jumped out with a run in the bottom of the first inning. Bases loaded, hit by pitch, allowed Ace Reese to come home and score, but Texas has gotten back-to-back 2-out doubles from Easton Winfield and Kimball Schuessler in the 8 and 9 holes. And here Ethan Mendoza lays off that pitch to work the count to 3-1. Ben Davis on the mound for Mississippi State. He's given up 3 runs in this top of the second inning. Count now full to Mendoza. Leadoff hitter who grounded out to second his first time up. This game 1 of a doubleheader today, a pair of 7-inning games. Texas won the series opener on Friday by a final of 8-7. Full count from Davis. And it just missed up. Just above the top of the strike zone there for Hank Heminen. And the inning continues for Texas. 4 in a row have reached after the second out of the inning. The strikeout of Casey Borba. Hit by pitch, back-to-back doubles, and now a walk.
Ball's just getting elevated, and that's what I'm seeing. Ben Davis in the first inning had everything down, and now the ball's elevated. Remember, he's got a power sinker. His strength is that two-seam fastball down at the bottom of the knees.
Now the dangerous Max Ballou takes way inside for ball 1. Ballou struck out swinging his first time up. Had 18 home runs a year ago for the Longhorns and was the Big 12 Player of the Year.
Yeah, he's projected to be a second-round draft pick this year, playing right field. Right now, I tell you what, Ben Davis is struggling with command. It feels like this inning he has pitched from behind almost the entire inning. See the pitch count at 42 now.
Just 13 pitches in the first inning for Ben Davis. He has thrown 29 here in the second inning. Texas got a 1-out walk. Will get one into the right field corner. 2 runs came around to score. And then the 9-hole hitter Kimball Schuessler serves one out into right center field, scoring another run. where we stand right now. 3-1 ball game with a 2-0 pitch coming to Max Ballou. That one up in the zone, fouled back, and it goes to 2-1. Ballou lifts this ball out to left field. Downs going back. He's right at the edge of the warning track to make the catch and end the inning. But Texas puts it, so I've heard. Check swing. Highfield goes around, and the count now. It's called strike 3. I beg your pardon. So Highfield goes down on strikeout. Second strikeout for Harrison.
Yeah, I don't know if he was trying to elevate it up there, but it certainly worked because the glove from Galvan, the catcher for the Longhorns, wanted that ball kind of down low, but it's elevated and it works. Second strikeout of the day for Harrison. Well, he is wearing out the outside part of that plate too. It's a 2 and a 4-seam fastball by Harrison. So what he'll do against the right-handed hitters like that, he'll take that 2-seamer and try to stay on the arm side, on the outside part of the plate, and that's where he's getting a lot of strike ones.
Dylan Cupp takes this one away for ball 1. A ball and a strike to Cupp, the shortstop for Mississippi State, batting in the 9-hole. Cupp hitting .278 on the year. 1-1. That one just missed. 2 balls and a strike. Talk about the doubleheader. This is a place that largely was built on doubleheaders, although they were usually on Saturday afternoons. That 9-inning game followed by the 7-inning game.
That's my memory of this place. One of the best baseball venues in the entire country.
That's right field. They talk about the left field lounge, but you got the...
Boy, the fans here would give you a hard time during the game, but then in between games back in those days, they would feed you, hand you ribs and chicken and whatnot, really over the wall out there, and then hoot on you again when the second game began.
Dylan Cupp draws a 1-out walk. Third walk of the game by Luke Harrison.
It is always a party out there. There we go. I know where we're going in between games.
What you got there?
It don't matter. It looks good.
It's in a pan and there's smoke coming off of it, and that's good enough.
Just eat it.
Top of the order for Mississippi State. Gatlin Sanders struck out to start the first inning for the Bulldogs at the plate, and he takes strike 1 there from Luke Harrison. Runner on first. 1 down in the inning. Texas leading by a couple of runs, up 3-1. Sanders behind in the count now, no balls and 2 strikes. Bulldogs loaded the bases in the first inning. Aaron Downs was hit by a pitch, allowing Ace Reese to come home and score the first run of the ball game. The 0-2 now to Gatlin Sanders. Chris Lemonis in his 7th season as the head coach, Mississippi State. Came to Starkville from Indiana. Ball and 2 strikes now to Gatlin Sanders.
Yeah, Coach Lemonis took Indiana to 3 NCAA appearances in 4 years before taking over here at Mississippi State.
Sanders, a Madison, Mississippi native. Played at one of the bigger high schools in the state of Mississippi, Madison Central High School, then Jones College, formerly Jones Junior College. Full count now to Gatlin Sanders, seeing some pitches in the top of the order. Had a couple of hits, scored a run, struck out twice in Friday's ball game. This is the 4th 3-ball count of the game. The previous 3 have all reached first base via walk. Full count pitch to the bottom of
the 2. 3-pitch mix.
How about 8 pitches and 7 strikes for Sierra since coming into the game?
Fill it up, man.
Walks.
Go ahead.
Top of the order, Mendoza.
Walks is what gets you in trouble in college baseball now because the ball's flying out of the ballpark at an alarming rate right now. And everybody's going to give up their share of home runs. That's going to happen. The question is, solo shots aren't going to beat you a whole lot. It's when you get a couple of walks or a base hit and a walk and a 3-run shot, those are the ones that are going to hurt. And that's why you need your pitchers to fill up the zone and take your chances. Free passes have to go to the way.
Ground out and a walk for Mendoza today. The leadoff spot in the lineup, batting here with 1 out in the top of the 4th. 3-0 to Mendoza. We were just saying, 8 pitches, 7 strikes, and now 3 straight balls. There's a strike, 3-1 now to Mendoza. Texas riding a 15-game winning streak. Lost their season opener to Louisville 4-3 in 10 innings down in Arlington, Texas at Globe Life Field, and they've ripped off 15 in a row since. This one inside, and that's a 1-out walk. 5th free pass of the game, 6th if you count a hit by pitch for Bulldog pitchers.
How about that bottom line right there? 34 in a row back in '77. Still a D1 record.
That's good, right?
As it should be. Yeah, you win 34 in a row.
They get boring?
That's pretty good. No, you never get bored of winning. Never get bored of winning.
6 national championships in Texas baseball history, but none since 2005. And some of the folks in Austin think it's probably time to add another one to the trophy case.
Yeah, and look, before that, I mean, it had been a long while since Texas had won a national title before 2005.
Augie Garrido was the head coach at the time. They, if I remember correctly, had to go to a Monday game in the regional and beat Arkansas. They advanced to a super regional, played at Ole Miss, lost the first game of that super regional, and then came back and won the next 2, and then swept their way through Omaha in 2005. Max Ballou still looking to reach base for the first time today. Struck out in the 1st inning. He flew out in the 2nd inning. Behind in the count here, no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2. Had a 3/4 swing for a strikeout, so that is 3 strikeouts in 4 batters faced for Evan Sierra out of the bullpen.
Well, let's take a look at the pitch sequence, last couple of pitches. Take this pitch right here, just a breaking ball that stayed up, but it came and caught the outside part of the plate, and then you follow that up with an elevated fastball. So you see it again out of the hand, you think it's going to be another breaking ball. It's elevated high, you think it's going to come down, you start your swing and just can't stop. So Sierra's pretty well mixing his pitches. Very good so far. And I love the changeup. The changeup is a difference maker for him because it's not an exploding fastball from a velocity standpoint. 88 to 91.
So it's location and changing speeds.
That's it. Kind of old school, right? Change speeds, upset the hitter's timing.
Isn't that called pitching?
That's what it used to be called. I feel like we're in a phase now where we're throwing more than we're pitching. But velocity is king, and that's what we're trying to chase right now. We're chasing velocity, we're chasing shapes and spins.
Jalen Flores, 0 for 1, a pop out and a walk. Those national championships for Texas. First one was in 1949. They went back-to-back in 49 and 50. I don't remember much about those.
We'll have to ask Keith Moreland.
This ball hit high in the air but foul on the 3rd base side. Not giving up on it, though, because the wind blowing in that direction. This one out of play. Followed the 49-50 national championships with one in 1975, 1983, but then a big gap from 83 until 2002. Won one in 2005. Jim Schlossnagle trying to add another one for the Texas Longhorns, who are off to a 15-1 start this year. The 0-2, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So when you look around the SEC, and I know it's really, I know this is week 1 in conference play. You see 12 teams from the SEC in the top 25. How many legitimate national championship contenders are there?
Legitimate? I would say 5 right now. 5 to 6. But, I mean, we saw what Ole Miss did a few years ago. I mean, a lot of these teams are built, and it's about, baseball's different. It's about getting hot at the right time. And if you can get hot at the right time and it kind of comes together, you can make a deep run, and you can make it to Omaha. And once you get to Omaha, look, anything can happen in Omaha. I think health is going to play a big part. It always does. And, you know, these teams that are contenders, and really everybody, you got to stay healthy. Like, your main guys have to stay on the field. That's going to be a huge part of it. And a bigger part next year, because if you haven't heard, we're going from a 40-man roster to a 34-man roster in college baseball next year. And health has even become even more important, because it ain't like you can go to AAA and pull somebody up. 34 is what you got when the season begins, and that's all you're going to have to work with.
Swing and a miss. Fastball running away. Sierra strikes out the side around a walk. Jim Schlossnagle joins us on the other side of this timeout. His
the week to week, right?
Just beyond the glove, and this one's going to scoop to the wall. We'll let you go, Coach. We appreciate your time.
Good luck, Coach.
See, I thought it was only a Tom Hart thing. I didn't know that it carried over to all of the interviews. Jim Schlossnagle has had some moments when he has done that live interview.
Schloss is nice enough to continue to hop on, but poor thing, it seems like every time he hops on, things don't go his way. I mean, this is an absolute rocket right there. I thought the second baseman, Mendoza, had a shot at this ball. It almost looked like it tipped his glove, and it gets by Ballou out in right field. So a single turns into a runner at second base. That should go down as a single and an error on the right fielder, Ballou.
Say, you guys are going to get me off this thing. It is a hit and an error. And this ball lifted out into center field. Aaron Downs sends it to the track and all the way to the wall before Gasparino is able to haul it in. Hunter Hines moves over to third base easily, and Mississippi State has a runner at third with 1 down.
Yeah, good read by Hunter Hines out at second base. He realized this ball was going to push the center field with Gasparino plenty deep enough for him to take an extra 90. So we'll see how Texas is going to play this. They're up 2. Infield going to come in, or are they going to play it back and concede the run?
So a single and an error got Hunter Hines to second base. He goes to third on the fly out by Aaron Downs to deep center field. Downs just missed his 8th home run of the year. Now Nolan Stevens, an RBI opportunity, trying to get his ball club within 1. And he takes a first pitch strike.
If you're Nolan Stevens here, you see where the infield's playing, and everybody's kind of backed up. First base is backed up, second base is way back, third base, so just a routine ground ball, the middle part of the field will play the run for Mississippi State. I mean, you'd love to get a base hit, and that's the idea, is getting a base hit. But also, when you see that runner at third base less than 2 out, the idea is to get him home.
Mississippi State as a team hitting over 500 for the year with a runner on third and less than 2 outs. All right, everybody ready to go. Nolan Stevens at the plate. Behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Harrison gets a swing and a miss. What a big strikeout there for Luke Harrison on just 3 pitches to Nolan Stevens.
That is huge. Infield playing back. And I mean, in just 3 pitches for Luke Harrison, picks up his 4th punch out. And watch this ball right here. A really good slider working down and away. Well done by Harrison in a big-time moment.
Still a lot of ways Mississippi State can score a run. You either got to get a base hit or get a little help from the opponent. Ross Highfill struck out to lead off the 2nd inning. He takes here for ball 1.
Yeah, Highfill had a really good game 1 of this series on Friday night. Drove in 4.
Yep. Had a home run in that ball game, 3-run home run. Texas 3, Mississippi State 1. Bulldogs with a runner at 3rd and 2 down in the inning. There's a 3-quarter swing for a strike to Ross Highfill, evening the count at a ball and a strike. Pitch number 60 coming up here for Luke Harrison. Just 2 hits allowed in the ballgame, one of them in this inning. Highfill fights it off. Gave up an earned run in the 1st inning when he hit a batter with the bases loaded. 3 walks, 4 strikeouts.
And State, for me, the hitters, they just aren't picking up the ball off of Harrison. Like, the swings are very defensive.
There is a swing and a miss. How about back-to-back strikeouts for Luke Harrison? Mississippi State with a runner at 3rd with 1 out. Couldn't get him home. Texas leads it 3-1 as we go to the 5th. I think it is at least in the conversation stage. This ball from Adrian Rodriguez hit in the air to deep right field. You see the wind carry that ball all the way to the edge of the warning track. Evan Sierri, since coming into the ball game, has now retired 5 of the 6 that he's faced.
A lot of first pitch strikes, and he is attacking early. And that's the idea as a pitcher. I've always looked at pitching not as defense, as offense. And what I mean by that, you want to put the hitter on the defense right away. How do you do that? You throw strike 1. Throw strike 1 and try to throw 2 of the first 3 pitches for a strike. If you can do that, you're going to have a lot of success as a pitcher.
And that's the first ball that Texas has put in play off of Sierra. He had 4 strikeouts and a walk prior to that fly out from Rodriguez. As now Rylan Galvan is at the plate. Walk and a single with a run scored for the catcher Galvan.
He's doing a great job, too, of changing speeds. He hardly ever throws the same pitch back-to-back. It's a good 3-pitch mix between that breaking ball, a good fastball, and an outstanding changeup as well. Just goes to show you there still is a place for a guy that throws 90 miles an hour in the game. I feel like everybody has to throw 95 to have success. You don't. If you can change speeds, hit spots, you can have a lot of success.
Got a souvenir for a fan over there, but you don't catch it clean. You got to find a kid and give it to them, right?
There we go. We'll see. I don't think he's giving that to anybody. He's thinking about it.
Orville waits on deck. Gasparino would follow him. The 1-2. This one got away from Sierra a bit. Florida wins the SEC basketball championship 86-77 over Tennessee. Florida expected to be one of the 4 1 seeds in the upcoming NCAA men's basketball tournament.
How about the SEC in basketball this year, too, huh?
Really good. ESPN's Joe Lunardi projecting 13 of the 16 SEC teams in the field of 68. And Texas, there's a pretty good argument that they might be the 14th. They're in that
Bubblicious.
That last group out. Woo, big swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Off-speed pitch.
Well, that one hurts your feelings right there if you're standing in the batter's box. 3-2 count. You think you're getting a heater, right? 3-2, he's got to throw me a fastball. Oh, no, Mr. Sierra, he bends that breaking ball in there perfectly and picks up yet another strikeout.
Any attention that you're looking this far over.
5 strikeouts in 7 batters faced for Evan Sierra. Out of the bullpen, replacing Ben Davis. Starter went 2 2/3. He had 3 hits, 3 earned runs, but he walked 4.
The only way you complete a comeback and you get back in front is whoever's on the mound for you, got to find a way to stack some zeros, and Sierra is doing that.
Forma hits this one high in the air to center field. Chance there to squeeze it. Texas goes 1, 2, 3 in the top of the 5th inning. Bulldogs coming to the plate, trailing by 2.
Lost game 3 of a super regional to NC State last year. Just missed out on the College World Series. They're back in the hunt again this year.
9-1-2 here for Mississippi State. Dylan Cupp walked his first time up, batting for the 2nd time today. And he's ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. After Cupp, it'll be top of the order. Gatlin Sanders and Bryce Chance, the first 3 scheduled hitters in the inning for the Bulldogs. There's a strike, 2-1.
Yeah, Harrison had some control issues in the first inning. Walked 2, hit 1, only gave up the 1 run, but since then he's settled in nicely. Only 1 free pass since then.
3-1. Harrison with 5 strikeouts in the game, 3 walks. And all 3 of those walks, has been pointed out, in the first 2 innings. 3-1 pitch to the 9-hole hitter, Dylan Cupp. And it's ball 4, and Mississippi State gets the leadoff man on base. Got more SEC baseball coming up Thursday here on the SEC Network. At 7 Eastern, it's Texas A&M and Vanderbilt. First game outside the state of Texas for the Aggies coming up on Thursday night. Also going to be the home opener for Vanderbilt in conference play. Game streaming as well on the ESPN app. Texas, quick meeting on the mound here with Galvan and Harrison. They do have Ruger Riojas warming up in the bullpen.
That's back-to-back innings that Mississippi State has got the leadoff batter of an inning on. Had a really good chance, did State, the last inning. Runner on third, less than 2 out, actually, just 1 out. You get back-to-back strikeouts. Stevenson struck out and Highfield struck out.
Mississippi State going with a pinch hitter here at the top spot in the lineup. Gatlin Sanders has been in the leadoff spot. Bulldogs going with Sawyer Reeves. Right-handed hitter against the left-hander Luke Harrison. Sanders was 0 for 2 with a strikeout and then a soft line out into a double play. That walk to Cupp was the 4th of the game by Harrison.
Schlossnagle quickly out of that Texas dugout. Looks like he's going to make a quick pitching change.
Signal already to the bullpen, so Ruger Riojas is coming into the ball game with a runner on first and nobody out in the bottom of the 5th inning. Texas in front, 3-1 over Mississippi State. With the pitching change, we will take a timeout. Longhorns leading it by 2. Mississippi State trying to...
It's always a good sign. So it was a solid outing for him. I know he wants to clean up the walks a little bit. And Riojas is now in. 4-pitch mix for him. Fastball, cutter, slider, and a changeup as well. It's a low 90s fastball. There's that good slider, a little front door slider. See what he's done so far in the year, making his 8th appearance, undefeated, 4.40 ERA, strikeout to walk ratio. Anytime you're better than 3-1, that's outstanding. That's where he is.
Gets a swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes now to the pinch hitter for Mississippi State, Sawyer Reeves. Reeves cold off the bench, quickly behind 0-2. Long look over there at plate and then a throw to first for Riojas.
Mississippi State kind of middle of the pack this year in stolen bases, 28 of them. That's 8th.
Those folks need a jacket today.
Yeah, I see a few beanie caps out there, some jackets.
This ball out into left field, but it hangs up in the air, and Winfield is able to make the grab. Off the bat, fans liked how that looked, but Winfield able to grab it for the first out.
That was one of the firmer struck balls today by either team, just on a line out to left field.
Now Bryce Chance coming to the plate for Mississippi State. He walked in the first inning, grounded out in the third. 0 for 1 today. Cup still at first base after the leadoff walk, but Riojas able to retire the first man that he faces. Dylan Cup has 1 stolen base on the year and 1 try, but they're keeping an eye on shortstop over at first base. Boy, good bunt, third base side, and nowhere to go with that one. Just a beautiful execution by Bryce Chance. Saw the third baseman, Borba, playing back, and he dropped it in perfectly.
Boy, that was well done, wasn't it? And he showed it at the last second, too. You mentioned Borba, the third baseman, playing back. Look where the third baseman Borba is, top left of your screen. So he's kind of back at the halfway point, I guess. But the key was Bryce Chance showed it real late and just, I don't know if you could have stood at home plate and rolled it down the third base line any better than that. So first and second, 1 out for State.
Tying runs on base for Mississippi State. The go-ahead run at the plate. Ace Reese, a throw to second base, and that'll scare you a little bit when the shortstop is, I don't know, 15, 20 feet behind the bat.
Yeah, the play was definitely on there, but almost like the shortstop Flores forgot to cover second. He was in the neighborhood.
Shift on for Ace Reese. But a little bit different look this time because you got the third baseman staying at home. A lot of times when you shift, you'll have the third baseman that'll move, and it's the shortstop that stays put. But with runners on first and second, third baseman Borba staying at home. Ace Reese reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the first inning. He popped out in foul territory in the third. First it was Dylan Cup scoring, then Bryce Chance. It's now 3-3 in the fifth.
Well, I tell you what, and Bryce Chance, who was on first base, got an exceptional read on that, and he almost caught up with Dylan Cup. This ball, another ball, just absolutely melted. Hanging breaking ball, you talk about finding the barrel. Ace Reese does, just home, relay throw, not in time. We are all new again. And Chris Lamont's talking about we're missing a big hit. Well, there's your big hit to climb right back in the ball game.
2-run double for Ace Reese ties this game at 3. Mississippi State with the go-ahead run in scoring position with 1 out here in the top of the fifth of this 7-inning game. Noah Sullivan taking ball 1. Two and 0. That one stays up. Sullivan lays off. That was the 4th hit of the game for Mississippi State. One of those 4 belongs to the man at the plate, Noah Sullivan. He got a single in the first inning. Went the he pulled it to left field rather. And now he's ahead 3-0. First time this crowd's really had a chance to get into the ball game today.
Yeah, they have been waiting to erupt.
And it's a 4-pitch walk to Noah Sullivan. Been throwing in the bullpen, Jason Flores. 3-3 ball game, 1 out, and Galvan wants to go out and talk to Riojas. Richard Cross, Ben McDonald with you at Dudy Noble in Starkville. Game 2 of this weekend's 3-game series, part of a doubleheader on this Sunday afternoon. Those of you watching on the SEC Network, if you want Game 3, it will be streaming for you on ESPN+. But we're not going anywhere.
We're going to be here.
That pitch just misses to Hunter Hines. Hines with a walk and a single today. Well, he scorched one out to right field in his last at bat. 3 home runs on the year for Hunter Hines. Big swing and a miss there. Hunter Hines, 4th all-time at Mississippi State in home runs. He's got 57 in his career. He hits this one foul. Heads up with the bullpen in play. That's why you've got that extra guy standing watch.
He did his job too, just like a catcher. He just got in front of it and blocked it up. Flores continues to get warm.
Hunter Hines behind in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Riojas, swing and a miss. A big strikeout there for Ruger Riojas for the 2nd out of the inning.
Yeah, went with that slider. That ball was left up. It was a hittable pitch for sure for Hunter Hines. But he swings right through an elevated breaking ball. Watch where this ball is. Want to get this ball down, but it stays up. And boy, he swung just over the top of it.
And now Aaron Downs comes to the plate. Downs hit by a pitch, picked up an RBI in the 1st inning, his 18th of the year. He just missed a home run in the 4th inning. Hit it to the deepest part of the ballpark. Gasparino, the center fielder for Texas, made the catch right up against the wall in straightaway center field. Downs lifts this one in the air to right field, but the ballpark will hold it. It's the right fielder, Ballou, making the catch. And so the game is tied. Mississippi State with a 2-run double out of Ace Reese. We've got a new ball game, tied at 3 as we go to the 6th.
The big right-hander, Nate Williams.
Is that good?
That's pretty good. That'll play. That'll play every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
You said you were looking for that 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio.
15-to-1 is off the charts.
That'll do. Gasparino, Winfield, and Schuessler scheduled to start the inning for Texas. Bulldogs scored first in this game. They led it 1-0 after an inning. Texas put 3 on the board in the top of the 2nd. Mississippi State answers with a couple of runs in the bottom of the 5th. 3-3 our score as Texas bats in the top of the 6th inning of a 7-inning game.
We asked Coach Lemonis a couple days ago, what did he like? What was he most comfortable about going into SEC play? He said, well, my bullpen. It's the strength of my team is our bullpen. Now, it didn't show up in game 1. They gave up a few runs late in that ball game as Texas scored 5 runs in the 7th inning. But all in all, this state bullpen has been outstanding this year.
One ball, 2 strikes to Gasparino. Strike 3 called. How about 92 on the outside black?
Can't throw one any better than that. Good start for Nate Williams in a tie ball game here. Big right-hander's already showed us a good curveball and a solid fastball. Watch the location of this. Just paints it down and away. Can't throw one better than that.
Easton Winfield, pinch hitter actually here. So Easton Winfield's day is done. You heard Jim Schlossnagle talk about getting him into the lineup and had a good week of practice after a little bit of a slow start. He delivered, had the 2-run double. And so now for Texas getting a chance to swing the bat here, Tommy Farmer, the fourth. Takes the breaking ball there, so 1-1. Now to Farmer.
That's a real bender there, isn't it? 12-6.
Pretty good take, isn't it?
Good take. Ball started inside. I think that's what it was. That's a hard adjustment for a hitter. So curveball's at 75. Fastball's a low 90s fastball. So a big difference between speed there. That's what it'll do to you. It will lock you up. And it's hard to adjust from 75, 77 back to 94. Well, if you're Farmer now, you have no idea what's coming. You getting the fastball, or you getting that smoke, or you getting that bender?
2 balls and 2 strikes to Tommy Farmer, pinch hitting. Called strike 3. He started to go, couldn't pull the trigger, and that was 95 on the outside corner.
Yeah, it's a smoke show right now for the big right-hander, Nate Williams. Watch this one again. Gives you a little extra. How about 95? And how about the location? Perfectly placed on the outside edge. So back-to-back punch-outs looking for Nate Williams.
Asked Chris Lamonis today, I was like, first out of the pen for you. He said, well, that's all situational. He said, but I tell you who we like at the back end, and that's Nate Williams. And you are seeing why. There's a 3/4 swing on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
In today's game, this is the back end. I know it's just the 6th inning, but remember, we're playing 7-inning ball games, so.
3-3 ball game. Texas riding a 15-game winning streak. Mississippi State trying to split this opening SEC series. Breaking ball there misses, and the count goes to 1-1. Kimball Schusler. Chris Lamonis' ball club lost on Friday 8-7. 1-1 pitch, chopped left side. Reese fields it. Throws over to Hines, and Texas goes 1-2-3 in the top of the 6th inning. What a job by Nate Williams.
Yeah, he leads the nation in both of those categories. Hit his 12th home run last night. How about that? 12 long balls, 45 RBIs in 18 games. Is that good?
Yes.
You know who he reminds me of? I've been watching some. I've not seen him in person yet, but he reminds me of Mookie Betts. The swing is very similar to Mookie Betts. And he's not a big guy, 6'1"-ish, slim, but there is some bat speed in that bat of his. And they say defensively he is as good as anybody at the shortstop position. That's why they're already talking about him at the top of the 26th draft class. Not this year, but next year's draft class.
Saw him last year, really, really smooth and defensively.
I heard, I think he had a good freshman year. I think he was an freshman All-American, but nobody saw this coming, not these kind of numbers.
3-3 game here in Starkville, bottom of the 6th inning. This is a 7-inning ball game. Game 1 of a doubleheader. Mississippi State pinch hitting here with Reed Stallman in place of, and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Bulldogs catcher Ross Highfill now coming to the plate. He was good on Friday, 2 for 4 with a run scored and 4 driven in. He had a 3-run home run, his first of the year, but it's been tough today, 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts.
Yeah, but one big swing right here, you won't remember those first 2 at-bats today.
Just a little bitty baby check swing foul ball from Ross Highfill. Riojas came into the game for Texas in place of the starter Luke Harrison. into his second inning of work. He gets a swing and a miss for strike 2. That one running away from Highfield. The 0-2. This ball lifted out to left field. Farmer on the run, makes the catch. Say if you come into the game, the ball will find you. That's 2 in a row sent out to Farmer, who is the new left fielder.
Yeah, talking to Nolan Kane before the game, he said when Farmer is in the game in left field and Gasparino in center and Ballou in his normal spot in right field, it is one of the best defensive outfields in college baseball. All 3 of them can really go, and they all 3 have above average arms as well.
Your buddy Keith Moreland told us before the game today. Keith Moreland working on the Texas radio broadcast with Craig Way, and this one chopped third base side, that said the defensive strength of this Texas team is the outfield. All right, we go to the 7th inning, final inning of this game 1 of a doubleheader. That made it 3-3, and that's where we stand as we go to the top of the 7th inning. Nate Williams, couple of strikeouts and a ground out after entering in the 6th on the mound for Mississippi State. He has been dominant, not just today, but all season long.
Yeah, big time. How about those numbers right there? Faced 24 batters this year. He just struck out 17 of them. That's pretty good. 2 strikeouts through 3 batters so far today.
Ethan Mendoza leading things off for Texas here in the top of the 7th, and he is quickly behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Ben, why the 3-quarter swing? We've seen that with 3 or 4 Texas hitters since Williams has come in.
I just don't think they're picking it up, or either they're guessing wrong, because we talked about the mile-per-hour difference between the breaking ball and the fastball. It is a lot to deal with.
This one hit out into left center field. That's a base hit for Mendoza. Takes a big turn at first base, but will stop with a leadoff single. And Texas has got something going here in the top of the 7th.
Now that's an impressive swing right there. 0-2 count, so you got to guard against that big hook that Williams has. So it's an 0-2 count, but watch him go up top shelf on 95 here. Now that ball's not even a strike, and yet he's able to get the bat to it, the barrel to it, and just kind of shoves it out in left field for a leadoff single.
Just the 4th hit of the game for Texas. So the go-ahead run for Texas on base as Max Ballou takes strike 1. Ballou 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts and a flyout. He was the Big 12 Player of the Year a season ago. He had 18 home runs, 11 of them coming in Big 12 conference play.
Let's see if Mendoza will take a chance. He's got 5 stolen bases on the year.
Downs gives this one a chase out in left field, but we'll watch it go into the seats.
And the pitcher for Mississippi State, Nate Williams, is a big guy, but he does a good job slide stepping. In other words, he's pretty good at getting the ball to home plate quickly.
.6'3", 230.
What we got going on here? Coach Lamonis out of that state dugout. Quick word with the home plate umpire, and they're going to get together on something here. Coach Lamonis was pointing toward the Texas dugout about something.
Umpiring crew today: Hank Hibbenin, Kevin Sweeney, Vic Carell, and Brian DeBrawler. You got any guesses?
I got no idea. This is when I wish we had our umpires mic'd up where we could hear the conversations and what's going on.
All right, no balls and 2 strikes. How about both hits in this inning for Texas coming on 0-2 pitches?
Yeah, that was a breaking ball, too. And I tell you what, it almost looked like to me that Max Ballou recognized that breaking ball popping up out of the hand of Nate Williams. And he sat back on it, threw his hands at it, and a bullet to right field.
First pitch strike to Jalen Flores, the shortstop for Texas.
You talk to some hitters and they'll tell you they can recognize that curveball. It's a slow curveball. They'll see it kind of hop up out of the hand. And it almost looks like Max Ballou saw it pop up out of the hand and set back on it just enough.
It was the 7th inning on Friday when Texas scored 5 runs to take the lead. But that was in a 9-inning game. Top of the 7th here, Mississippi State's going to need at least 2 in their half of the inning to keep this game alive. 0-2, swing and a miss. 94-mile-an-hour fastball as Flores goes down on strikes.
Watch this 0-2 count. See that ball just kind of hop up, and Ballou just, either he's sitting on it or he recognized it. But as soon as he touched it, he knew he had his 3rd long ball of the year. And of course, that gives the Horns a 2-run lead on that one swing.
This ball sliced by Rodriguez down the left field line, fouling out of play. Nate Williams, since coming in, he's recorded 4 outs. 3 of them are by strikeout. And the 2 hits that he's given up, the single and the home run, he was ahead 0-2 in both of those.
Yeah, and the first base hit, the single was not a bad pitch to me. 0-2 count. He threw a fastball up in the zone at 95 that wasn't even a strike. And yet Mendoza found a way to get a base hit out to left field on that. And you can make a case on an 0-2 count. That curveball maybe a little bit too good on an 0-2 count.
Rodriguez behind in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. He's 0 for 3 in the game. Nate Williams had not given up an earned run this season. Had not given up a run, period. 18 strikeouts and just 1 walk on the year. 2-2 coming here to Rodriguez. Swings through the fastball, and they're 2 down in the inning.
Another really good fastball, another strikeout for Williams.
Here is Ryan Galvan. 1 for 2 today. Scored a run back in the 2nd inning. Texas leading 5-3. How about the bender for strike 1 to Galvan? How about Georgia leading Kentucky 15-10 in the top of the 7th inning in Athens?
Somebody's going to have to ice their ERA down after that game. Goodness.
Tennessee finishes off the sweep. They beat Florida 7-4.
And that's a sweep of a team. What was Florida ranked? Like 5th or 7th or something? Yeah.
In the D1 top 25, Florida was number 7.
Wow. That's the thing about this league. I mean, you're going to have your ups and downs and ebbs and flows, of course, of this 30-game grind. The key, though, is not getting swept in a weekend. You know, it's okay, and it hurts to lose 2 or 3, but that kind of keeps you in the mix. That just means you got to sweep at some point in time during the season. But, boy, if you get swept, that's tough.
Ball and 2 strikes, 2 down in the inning. Galvan. Foul tip, got a piece of it to stay alive there. LSU trying to sweep Missouri. They lead 8-3 in the 5th inning. Rubber game in Columbia, South Carolina. Gamecocks in front of the Sooners 2-1.
Yeah, Paul Maneri in his first year back in coaching.
That feels strange.
Very strange.
Ole Miss leading Arkansas 4-3 in the 5th inning.
Well, that would be a big series victory for Ole Miss if they could pull that one off.
Vandy trying to win a series on the road. They're up 4-1 over Auburn. 2-2. Strike 3 called. The single, the 2 leaf,
in game 1, so he said, okay, he's not going to start. Then we got word today, if he doesn't pitch in game 2, he could even start game 3, but don't look like he's going to start game 3 because he's trying to finish off game 2 for Texas.
In the write-up that Texas gave us, they said California cool. It's part of how they describe Dylan Valenta. Said nothing has fazed him in this freshman season, and he opens with a strike. Sawyer Reeves leading off for Mississippi State. So top of the order for the Bulldogs, Reeves, Chance, and Reese.
Yeah, 3-pitch mix for Valantis. Fastball, cutter, and a slider. There's the fastball. That's kind of where it's going to sit, right in that 90 to 92 range.
He's ahead, no balls and 2 strikes to Sawyer Reeves, who came into the game in the 5th inning, replacing Gatlin Sanders. Reeves is 0 for 1, and behind in the count here, no balls and 2 strikes. Reeves finds it fair down the right field line, and he stumbles at the first base bag and is going to be held to a single. What was going to be an easy double, but Sawyer Reeves kind of grabbing at that left leg now and may have to get some medical attention. Of course, you've got the double bag at first base this year. We'll have to see a replay and see if that had anything to do with the stumble. But really awkward and went down hard as he was rounding at first base.
Yeah, because Max Ballou out in right field, that ball kind of squirted away from him, so it was going to be an easy double. I'm not sure what happened to Reeves. We'll take a look. He was out of the box quickly because when you hit a bullet down the right field line, and boy, this is a beautiful swing to the backside of the field. He's trying to take a peek. Oh, he slipped.
Short of the base, yeah.
Yeah, he slipped on the turf right there.
Mississippi State with a grass playing surface, but the area in foul ground is turf. You see right there, he's just in the turf, and his left foot just kind of goes out from under him.
Did he ever even touch the bag?
I don't think he did until he came back to the bag.
Watch the ball. There's a shot of the ball. The ball kind of squirted away from Ballou, so I know Reeves is easily going to end up at second base on that. Looks like he's going to stay in the game, though. Well, that is a big break for Texas right there.
And Ben, when you watch the replay, it didn't look necessarily like his ankle gave. It wasn't one of those deals where his ankle rolled. It was like a slip.
Yeah, he slipped on the turf. Right there. You see he's on the side of his left foot right there.
Yeah. Like he was just getting geared up to make a really aggressive turn to go towards second base. So instead of a man on second, a man on first, regardless, Sawyer Reeves with the leadoff single, which brings the tying run to the plate in Bryce Chance for Mississippi State. First pitch strike to Chance. Fans did not like that one. After Bryce Chance, it's the heart of the order. Reese, Sullivan, and Hines. A lot of pop in all three of those bats.
They're right where they want to be in this lineup.
Chopper foul, third base side. Texas has another right-hander tossing in the bullpen. Bryce Chance staying alive there. Hey, I just got good news.
What?
We got a between-game meal.
I can smell it. You knew the folks in Stark Vegas out in the left field lounge somewhere. Somebody was going to take care of us.
I think that would be from Brian Haydad from the Thunder and Lightning podcast. How about that? Ball and 2 strikes. This one lifted down the left field line. Long run for Farmer. He dives and he makes the catch. Farmer came into the game in the last half inning, had a couple of balls hit his way, and he makes a diving grab.
Oh, are you kidding me? We talked about this Texas defense, and when Farmer is in there, he is a difference maker. And I tell you what, he covered more ground than Kutsu to get to this ball. Lays out, and watch this right here. I mean, you won't see a better play in college baseball than that right there all day long, I promise you. That ball falls in. It's at least second and third and nobody out. Instead, one out and a runner at first.
Still life for Mississippi State, but what a play by Farmer in left field for Texas. Ace Reese now at the plate. He had the big hit in the 5th inning, the 2-run double that tied the game at 3. Texas with a 2-run home run from Ballou in the top of the 7th inning. Mississippi State tried to match. That pitch called a strike to Ace Reese. He didn't like it, and neither did the Mississippi State fans. And neither did Chris Lamonis. On the ground, right side, backhanded to second for the force out. A lot of traffic around the second base bag and no real chance there for Flores to turn 2. So Reese reaches on the fielder's choice. Reeves is the second out of the inning. And Noah Sullivan now to the plate. Last chance for Mississippi State, down 2, bottom 7 with a runner on first. Sullivan representing the tying run. Big swing and miss on the breaking ball. Your first time seeing this freshman Volantis, what do you think?
Impressive. I mean, there's not many freshmen that step in to big-time SEC ball, especially in leverage situations, and have success. But I tell you what, he looks really good, this Volantis.
And helped out by an incredible play by his left fielder.
Got to have some defense, you know, and Nolan Kane talked about it, Slosh talked about it. The strength of our defense is in our outfield, and it has showed up in a big way here late in this ball game.
This ball lined out into center field, a base hit for Noah Sullivan. So the tying runs are on base with 2 out for Mississippi State in the bottom of the 7th inning. And the number 4 home run hitter in school history strolls to the plate for the Bulldogs and Hunter Hines.
Yeah, you got Hines coming to the plate, 3 long balls on the year.
Noah Sullivan with the base hit right back up the middle, and here comes Hunter Hines. Bulldogs are going to pinch run for Sullivan. They'll add some speed here with Michael O'Brien coming in.
Well, how about this game, huh? This has been a really good game.
And Max Weiner going to go out and visit with his freshman reliever, Dylan Volantis. You remember on Friday, Mississippi State about 40 minutes from right now.
Yeah, big-time effort by the freshman Volantis. And I tell you what, Tommy Farmer, to me, the left fielder, who didn't even start the game, made the play of the game. There's no doubt about it. He doesn't make that play out there, we got a different ball game. But defense was big for Texas today.
Pitching, Luke Harrison to start the game, good enough?
Good enough. I mean, he's 4 walks. I mean, so that's something he needs to work on. But look, he only gave up